Check, check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go! Hey, can you, like you're in front of your window, the shades drawn?
Yeah,
Can you see IG Field from there, or Princess Auto Stadium from there?
yeah, I can. Just
Yeah,
literally.
show me. Show me how close you are. I want to see. I don't care. This is like, it's not like we're on TSN or anything like that. The life of a professional Canadian athlete. Where's a Princess Auto Stadium? Well, there it
Can you
is.
see it there?
I love it. Yeah, yeah. Well, okay. So that's where we'll start this conversation. Yeah, that's cool. You can shut it now. I don't care. So that's where that's where we'll start here. This is kind of like playing in college. Only you're like, you know what I mean? Like you live with Joey Corcoran,
Yeah.
who is a draft pick from New Hampshire, ahead of you in the draft. Your apartment is not that big. In fact, way smaller than what you lived in North Dakota. So it is kind of like playing college football, isn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, to an extent, I guess, in terms of lifestyle. Like, obviously, you're getting paid. You're a professional. I think in the position I'm in right now, obviously as a rookie, I'm trying to live well within my means, and I think you kind of try to live like you're still in college in terms of the spending habits, and
Mm-hmm.
save up some money for the off season and going forward in terms of life. But yeah, there's obviously differences and nuances, but yeah, I mean, I guess the living situation, it is a little bit like being away from home in college.
You can finally get off your dad's tit
That's
now,
right.
and actually look after yourself, which is kind.
That's right.
What's it like? What's it like actually having to save money for rent and make a car payment? Because what's funny is so here's a funny story. Not so much, not really that funny, but like in COVID, you went down to North Dakota, and I gave you my 2015 Escape, which was 5 years old then, and we had to fix the turbo on it and everything. Our buddies over at Driven Automotive, and you had 297,000 kilometers. And I said, by the way, Ethan, who's always right?
Yeah, you're always right.
Thanks. Like, no, generally I'm right
Yeah,
though,
no,
right?
no, generally you are pretty
Generally, I
correct.
know most of the people here think I think I'm always right and I'm arrogant,
That's
but I
right.
generally am always right. And I
Uh-huh.
said, Ethan, take my car because I don't want you late for your first professional training camp. You sure, Dad? Yep. Well, I took your car into the IGA parking lot here in White City, and the damn thing died. The transmission went, okay?
Yep.
So then, whatever, we get the vehicle here, like my vehicle, you come back on a buy, and we lease a vehicle well, actually, I was going to set you up with a used vehicle on the lot there at Crestview Chrysler where I work. By the way, 526-7979 if you want to stop by, 601 Albert Street, shameless plug. My show, I can do it. You come there, and we're going to buy this Hyundai, and then Jeff Klein goes, hey, the manager there goes, hey, you should get him into this. So, long story longer, got you a Compass, and we're like, well, how many kilometers are they going to put on it? But then you end up, Joey invites you in, and you're a roommate with Joey, and do you walk to practice most days?
We drive most days. I've walked to a couple games. Like, it's like a 10, 12-minute walk. We usually drive in the mornings, but I mean, shoot, how close I live, it's like $40 a month for gas, maybe $50 a month, depending if I go some other places. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm driving about 2, 3 kilometers. That's about it.
How can you walk in? Can you and Joey walk in anonymity? Nobody knows who you are when you're walking. Because when you walk there down the lane there, like we saw in the
Yeah,
back,
it's
there's
tailgating.
a walkway and it's all tailgating. But it's not like Zach Collaros, Brady Oliveira, Nick Dembski, Willie Jefferson are walking.
Yeah, those guys I don't think could get by. I mean, we leave early enough for the game anyways, where people are like just starting to set up shop at the tailgate, so it's not too busy yet. But when I was, injured and on the practice roster at the start of the year, and I would leave, an hour before the games, it was jumping, and it was pretty cool to get to, walk past the people tailgating and making a big deal of it.
How cool is it to actually have, because you had a fan stop you going to watch the Valor game there and take a picture with you. You sent it to me on X. Like, people are starting to find out, like, they're DMing you now, the fans are starting to figure out who you are.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, you love that the city and the community cares, and we've kind of talked about that before, how good this fan base is right now. So it's cool. Like, it's obviously it's different, I guess, from college in terms of that. Obviously, there was lots of fans in North Dakota as well, but yeah, it's just a little bit different. Even after that first home game I played, and family came down on the field and we're taking photos after the game, and the fireworks are going off, and I kind of was naive to think that, oh, this is just going to be like college. I go take photos with my family and I can like jog off the field. Nobody really cares. Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm still a nobody, right? I'm just a special teams guy. But, you got kids, like 20, 30, 40, 50 kids running up to you. Hey, can I get a photo? Can I get an autograph? And then before you know it, you're there for 20, 30 minutes, which is awesome. I think that's like the really cool part about the CFL and how close the fans can get to players and the access they have. But yeah, definitely cool, and it's a little bit different.
Yeah. So you've been watching games, pro games, either like on, like, we're texting during games or at the game when you were growing up, and you would see a play like Pimpleton take it all the way back for a touchdown on a missed field goal, and we're like, holy cow, wow, the game's never done. What's it like actually being, because you weren't on the field for that special teams play, what's it like being on the sidelines when that happens to you in a game?
Yeah, I think just the way the end of that game went was obviously a little deflating in that moment. We trotted Poppy out there, and he's money from everywhere. We know that from the prior week, 63 yards. So you're thinking he's going to go out there and make it, and that's going to ice the game. And obviously it didn't work out that way, and you're hoping you can obviously get the returner down and it doesn't bust for 117 yards. So I think it's deflating, but I think just the way we showed resilience there in the last, 2 minutes, probably minute even, where that happens, then we go throw an interception, and then you're like, holy cow, is this really like unfolding like this? But the defense goes out there, and we pride ourselves on, 0-1-3, like 0 points, 1 point, or 3 points. And in that situation, we needed 0, and they went out there 2 and out. We call a timeout, get the ball back, and then I think you see, why, Zach Collaros and Dembski are winners, right? Like a couple clutch plays, and then obviously Castillo trotting back out there after just missing and watching the returner run past them to tie the ball game. Just being able to trot back out there less than a minute later and hit it down the pipe is just pretty unbelievable.
What's that guy like when he comes off and he misses that field goal? Like, I would assume he's a cool veteran. Kickers, though, can get inside their own head. Like, I see Brett Lothar a little bit getting inside his own head. That's how I feel. But how is he walking off the turf or off the field after he misses the 58-yarder?
Yeah, I usually, we have a cool relationship, and like we've talked about in the previous podcast, awesome guy. So I usually go up to him after every make, or even after a couple of misses early in the year, I'm going up to him like, hey, flush it, you're good. In a moment like that, I think you kind of let those guys stay in their own world, because they have their own processes and they do their own things in terms of probably breathing techniques and mental side of the game. So I didn't really see him when he came off the field. I'm assuming he's like he always is, just cool, calm, collected, and kind of readjusted and went through his process again for that next game-winning field goal. But yeah, he's the type of guy that I feel like he doesn't get too high and too low, and he knows how good he is, and that just proves it right there, being able to come back and hit that kick to win the game.
You were the first guy to hug him. Like, you were on TV hugging him. What was that? What did you say to him?
I kind of was running onto the field, and then J-Jack and a couple of the coaches were yelling like, hey, there's flags, and we kind of assumed it was on Ottawa, but we kind of waited till obviously the announcement that they had the penalty. And yeah, then we ran onto the field, gave him a big hug, and I think he was just elated too for his confidence. Obviously, like you said, kickers can kind of get in their own head sometimes, and to miss a big kick like that and then it go the other way, it was good reset for him to be able to stripe that one through and get the win.
So you're a rookie guy trying to find your way, and one of the things is we always hear about learning how to be a pro. I've heard other guys say it. So is there anything what have you learned in being a pro? Like, the one thing I would ask you is, I guess, have you learned how to deal with adversity? Like, you've done that your whole life, but Collaros hasn't had the greatest year. Collaros threw that deep pass that was picked off by King Ambers when he went for the kill shot, and you saw him grab his head and kind of looked at it. He wasn't mad at anybody except himself. And then he comes out, runs for 17 yards looking like Usain Bolt to get a first down, and then throws to Dembski. Like, the way those guys deal with adversity and just move on to the next play. Kind of what we talk about with Philip Rivers, Nook Cheppy. Yeah. Now I begin.
Yeah, I think being a pro is obviously having confidence in yourself and your process, and even if things maybe aren't going your way. Like sometimes, yeah, you have to tweak some things, but a lot of it for these guys, I think, is staying true to your process and who you are and what's gotten you this far, right? So maybe if a game or a season isn't going your way, it's seeing those guys in the facility early and staying late and doing the things they need to do to get their mentals right and their body right. And like you said, I think that's a big part of being a pro, is being able to bounce back from adversity. Claros is a huge example of that in that game. I think Castillo's a huge example of that in that game too, right? So just as a team, I think it's every individual trying to grasp that ability and be able to bounce back from moments like that. And we obviously want to start second halves better, and I think that plays a factor as well. When things do dip off inevitably in a football game, you want to be able to curve that and be more even keel and bounce back from things that aren't going your way.
So take me inside of your head. You made 2 big tackles, got some nice airplay for it, but like you're on all the 4 special teams, but okay, so you punt the football away. So that's kind of a downer, like you talked about. Team has the ball, but they have to give it back,
Yep.
Okay? Now, your mindset is to, go out there and make a spark, make a play. You made a nice tackle on Pimpleton, and then, of course, you kick the ball off after a score, and you're running down and you hit Pimpleton again on a kickoff return. What's your mindset on both of those plays for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, for myself, obviously, we talk about not gripping the stick too tight. Like, we're pros, and I mean, I know that's a hockey term, but Coach Miller loves those hockey slangs. Yeah, you don't want to grip the stick too tight, right? Like, plays are going to come your way, and you just want to make them when they come your way. You're not really trying to force anything, and I know that's my job, and it just so happened on those 2 plays, I read the play and found myself in a good position to make a tackle and did what I was supposed to do. As a unit, though, I think you're always trying to have the other units back. It's kind of like the thing in football, right? Where maybe we get scored on like we did a couple games ago, pick 6, and then it was like, hey, let's try to spark this thing. Boom, we return a kickoff for a touchdown, and all of a sudden the momentum went from dead silent in the stadium, everybody's like, oh, what's going on, to boom, like now it's back in our favor. And I think you're trying to do the same thing on kickoff, right? You're trying to pin a guy deep, maybe get a big hit that sparks the defense. Now the defense is running out there fired up because they saw a rookie or somebody lay somebody out, right? And same thing with punt. You want to pin them deep and help your unit out. So it's just the ebbs and flow of the game, and special teams plays a huge role in that in this league. And I think it's all about trying to spark the unit and trying to have every phases back to the football game.
Okay. You're my kid. I'm your dad. This is Ballers. This isn't one of those, this isn't a media guy in Winnipeg talking to you where you're like, yeah, process, yeah, can't grip the stick. You take me inside your cleats. You're running down in a professional football game, and you're kind of the third guy, the wide guy. You're falling in line. Now you got a kill shot for Pimpleton. Take me into your cleats. What's that like? How fast does that happen?
Yeah.
Does it slow down? Are you excited? What's going on here?
Honestly, it happens so fast. You're running down kind of the wide side of the field, like you said, and I wasn't the first guy down there by any means, so I was free, right? Like sometimes when you're the widest guy in kickoff, you're not picked up. So I was kind of just able to read the play, chop my feet. Blocker took one of our guys, and then I just popped out on the other side and saw him right there. And it all happened so fast. You're not really thinking of anything in the moment. You're just flying down as fast as you can, trying to read a block and make a play. And yeah, he just happened to pop out, and I was there to make the play. It was obviously, super cool to get on the board with a couple special teams tackles. And it's cool. Obviously, the guys get fired up for you on the bench, and after the game and stuff, to see a rookie going out there and doing his thing. So it was super special.
I had Nick Weeb on my show recently, and he's Oregon Duck, U of S Husky, overcoming injury, a lot of adversity like you, and he's a great football player. Could play defense, kind of like yourself, but he's a core 4 special teams guy. And he said around there, you're made to feel important with the special teams. I would think with Mike Miller and Mike O'Shea, it's the same thing. And you've told me guys like Kolinkowski comes up to you in the dressing room and says, hey, Ethan, great job. Willie Jefferson. What does that mean to you when guys are noticing the ditch digger of football, the special teams guy?
Yeah, it's huge. And I think as a rookie, you're trying to earn your stripes, right? And earn those guys respect every day because they've been pros for, some of them in that locker room 15 years, right? So yeah, you're in your first step of your journey, and you're trying to help this team get to where it wants to go, and ultimately where those guys want to go and where they've been. So you're just trying to be a part of it, and for those guys to recognize, the work, the dirty work that you're doing, it means a lot. I think that probably means, besides your family being proud of you, I think that probably means more than anything. Like, besides the media and the TV time, like, who cares about that really? It's what those guys in the locker room and the coaches think of you. So it obviously means a lot.
There's a guy like Mike O'Shea, because he gets asked in the media, okay? He's asked in the media all this stuff. Does he come into the dressing room and does he address, like, hey, why he went for the field goal? Does he say anything about that missed field goal? Does he talk about how the game ends? Or what does he, without going into it too much, but what does he say?
I mean, we go through a lot of situational stuff as a team, and I think Coach O'Shea prides himself on teaching us every week things that go on not only in our game but in other games around the CFL. So I think he even said in his press conference this week, we can't possibly see all the situations in our game, so you have to learn from other teams and mistakes other people are making or good things other people are doing. After that game, I don't think there was really much talk of it. I mean, in the locker room, it's like, hey, we all trust Castillo to go out there and make a kick from nearly any distance, and I think you're kind of going for the kill shot there and trying to go up by 10 and essentially end the game. So there was no talk of it in our locker room or second guessing a decision. And like I said, we go through that process every week before the game of different scenarios and situations, and I think everybody trusts that Coach O'Shea is pretty dialed in with all those decision making.
Well, I was pretty excited, obviously, to see you do well. But then I was excited. I root for a lot of different guys, and first of all, Patrick Neufeld, the old graybeard from just around the Regina area, he was very prominent on screen passes and stuff, getting out front. Just talk about Neufeld.
There was a couple. We show physicality clips after every game. And there was a couple times he was smacking dudes on screen passes and getting 10, 15 yards down the field. I mean, those guys on the O-line, obviously, older guys who have been around the block and still doing it at an extremely high level, which is super impressive. And I think you talked about learning how to be a pro. And, I think you just watch guys like that come into the facility every day, and you kind of look at them and you're like, wow, this guy's been doing this for 14 years or 15 years, and Stanley Bryant and Chris Kolinkowski and those guys. So I think it's just cool to see those guys and the work they're still putting in at their age, and obviously what they do on the field. It's just a testament to how they've treated their bodies in the process over the last decade.
And how about NOD?
Riffle Royals.
Tanner Schmeckel had a sack, a tackle for loss, and a blocked punt, and he was good the week before in Calgary. It took him a while to get on the roster, but he's eating now.
Oh, he was eating. I mean, it's just a numbers game. We've talked about that as well, about trying to get on the roster, and he's been doing his thing in practice, and everybody was super excited for him because he is an extremely hard worker, and everybody knew he was just waiting for his time again to get on the field. And man, unbelievable game. That guy, every time that guy comes to the sideline, he's gassed. He's like a sweaty mess with his long hair, can't breathe on both his knees or bent over on the bench. He's like, hey, Ethan, because he's an extra O lineman for us on our jumbo package on offense. Yeah. Ethan, if they call, if they need me, come let me know. I'm getting my neck worked on, and he's there with the towel over his head, just sucking for wind. So he's awesome. He's a super hard worker, and to see him, it's unheard of for a D tackle to block a punt, get a sack, and a TFL. So he was one of our player of the game on defense, and I think he's just going to continue to ball out here. And like you said, it's cool to see a Riffle Royal and an NOD guy doing that.
Okay, so you're running down the field and you get double teamed. I think Dubois was one of the guys, speaking of huffing and puffing. How tiring are that? And are you like, holy fuck, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, you don't know what their scheme is, but I think if you make a tackle or two, I think all of a sudden they're obviously watching on the iPads. They're not dumb. And they're like, hey, maybe we're going to drop out and double this guy instead of this guy or whatever, change their scheme. And they tried to double me earlier in the game, and they kind of tripped over each other, and it was fine. And then that time they kind of got a hold of me, and he's obviously a big dude, and King Ambers is a good athlete. I would equate it to probably getting into a hockey fight almost, a scrap, and you're just even if it doesn't look like much, like going against two guys like that, you're pretty gassed for 8 to 10 seconds or however long that play lasts, and it happens in every football game if you really pay attention. So yeah, you come to the sideline, you're sucking for wind a little bit because you just went through a battle, and in that moment, I think you're just praying that the defense maybe gets strung out for a couple first downs and then forces a punt, so you don't got to go run back out there right away because you're sucking wind.
Well, that's why I always like when Ches Purefoy did it, Vavel on your team, when they return and then they got to go play defense right away because Vavel was thrust into playing. You have to be unbelievably conditioned and a hell of an athlete to do that.
Oh, it's impressive. Even like a Michael Griffin covering a punt or a kickoff, early in the year and then going playing defense, or look at Milligan last year, led the league in special teams tackles and was balling on defense. That's no joke in terms of physically battling and then like the lung capacity and conditioning to be able to do that. I mean, especially in the CFL, because obviously the 3 downs, like you're kicking bang 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 if we're going 3 and out, right? So it gets pretty fast, pretty quick.
Do you watch games as a fan? Like, you used to love CFL and college football are our 2 favorite footballs, and then we like NFL too, but we like CFL football. Do you still watch as a fan, or do you have enough football there that you don't really want to watch during the week? Like, do you watch a Rider game or a Ottawa game or like a Edmonton game?
I still watch, and I think sometimes, like if you're playing Montreal this week, for an example, if you're watching BC Montreal, especially for me right now in special teams, I'm looking to see like what my position is doing on BC and how Montreal is treating them, obviously. But sometimes, like I watched the Saskatchewan-Hamilton game, I was just watching that from a spectator point of view and something to do on my off day, kick back, watch a little bit of football. And I think now for me it's cool because I'm part of the league, right? Where before you dreamed of being in the league, and now it's like, oh, I'm actually a part of this thing, so it's cool to watch other guys in the league and try to pick up on things that they're doing as well. But you get a lot of football every single day, and I think some days you just want to turn it on and just maybe sip on a Pepsi or a Gatorade and eat some food, and not watch it as a player, but rather just a fan.
Yeah, no. So you're wearing the Padres. Like I really got you into some shitty teams, eh? We were a Rider fan.
They're getting pumped the last week.
Riders couldn't get out of their own way for years. You're a Rider fan, okay? They're good this year. Chargers, you like them. Padres. And we used to Oilers, and we were like, oh, but we are Red Sox fans. They won a championship for China Red Sox. So congratulations to them. I had Al Simpson on. No, but my point is this. So can you watch, like we used to say, this sucks. Our teams are never going to win championships. Now that you're a pro athlete, do you really care much? Like, do you watch it as a fan? Like, oh, the Padres are losing, or damn, the Oilers are losing, or it's like, whatever. I'm just in this world now.
No, I was pretty into it still with the Oilers this year in the playoffs. Like, I still think the sports that I'm not involved in, I'm still pretty into it. I mean, I think anybody that's been a lifelong fan, like it's pretty hard to kill that fandom. It's always there in your heart. Even the Chargers, we've kind of said we're not going to cheer for them when they moved to LA, but it's so hard to ditch something that you've loved for so long, especially when they've never won and you want to see that someday. No, so I'm still a huge sports fan. I watch everything, NFL, college still, Oilers hockey, Padres. It just, in the CFL, it's changed for me now. I care about the Bombers and our success week in and week out, and that's the only thing that matters to me. So
you're going to Montreal. You were in Toronto and you were in Calgary. Those are your two. Calgary's like second home for you.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to in Montreal? Like, besides the game. We know you want to play the game, but what are you most looking forward to?
Yeah, I've never been to Montreal. I'm excited to see Nate Beauchemin, obviously, my Calgary teammate. He's hurt right now for the Alouettes, but I'm excited to see him. And it'd be cool just to see, Old Town and walk around. And I heard it's beautiful and it feels like you're in Europe. And I've enjoyed that so far on the road, having a little bit more freedom, unlike college where you're allowed to leave the hotel and go get your own food. And I love walking around on the morning of game day and just checking out the city and the town. So I think just some of those things, getting to see downtown Montreal and the city and how beautiful it is, and grabbing some food that maybe I normally wouldn't get anywhere else in Canada. So Definitely looking forward to those things.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, right? Like you went to Nebraska, you never got to go out and see the sights and sounds. We had to come to your hotel.
Yeah, college is way different. Obviously, it has to be because you're dealing with kids and you got to kind of treat them as such. But yeah, at college you get to a city and it'd be meetings, dinner, meetings, and then it's like, hey, you don't need to leave the hotel. You got everything you need right here, and then you're playing by 2 p.m. the next day, so you got to get to bed early, and there's walkthrough in the morning. Or here, it's kind of like, hey, we do our walkthrough and stuff in Winnipeg tomorrow morning, get on a flight to Montreal, you land, get to the hotel at 4:30, and you're a grown man. Go do your thing, get supper, walk around the city, do what you want to do, take care of yourself, which I really enjoy and I thrive in. So it's been a pleasant experience.
And do you get to take the good? Like you guys have a couple different planes you go on. Do you get to go on
Yeah,
a good plane this time?
we're on a nice one tomorrow, so we'll be flying in luxury and taking
by
a nice nap.
By nice one, what do you mean? Like, can you tell? Like, what is it? Like, what do you get?
I think it's like an Air Canada. It's like an Air Canada. I guess I don't know if you'd be like business or whatever, but it's reclining seats, nice meal, a couple tables. Like it's pretty sweet. Nice little pillow, blanket. Get a good couple-hour nap in there on the flight to Montreal. Be nice. Kick the legs back, relax.
You got a tough life. How's the Jeep Compass running? Good.
Smooth. Knock on wood, but it's been smooth.
People should come to.
Got the warranty. No worries. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Good on gas.
Woo. Yeah, thanks for the endorsement.
Great sales team. Yeah, perfect.
Great sales guy. Not the team. Forget the team. Forget the team. Forget the team. I'm all by myself. Yeah. That's right. 526-7979. Hey, best of luck in Montreal. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.